dunia ei ki bol now gim nei ta he ilawa pon na lo ko inom ba min I bol now pon na lo he la lo la ai nan ne a hi le you are not taking your revenge hichi galisa na wa he lung thal lo wai pon di I bon zawin ki gom jong lew hen India prostitute population jong ipha lo mai thiu asungai ho nang khuchi khang khuchi ti ki sei ka wa hi ima tha du o ken ka thisanizat phal ka ting ka hin na phal jong leng chi gam le sen hi mi khat na ding bo hi di le pizza ka pi dam ti thing phung ki ti hi aba a hoya aga a hoi khu adang ji lo a jung ji chu a ki khan sa he bin hi chi ki khan na hi a chai chan ge a ei pui deu lam kai tu ni ngai cha bin hi ti tinga chui tau du hi ti chu ka sei do no bon savin ni tha pha pakaya phai phat zo sen mi bang khat chu mi hizat ki ti ta ti dana pakaya phai sab hom na ti mai theu hen a hen azi he tu ni he hiti a gathering hi mo hi pon thisana hin khua ilam do gathering hi ja hi tuni ki khom mo hi lo he jia chu ithisanu le hin now itu pau he gim nei ta ipiu thisan le hin na hin jia chu tu ne a he ki mo khop hi po ve ti chu I het su ke sau jong le ka ga remind hin tin ka sei do nom he gim nei ta mihem ki bol na hilowa e ki bol naw le noi si chung nunga e ki bol naw hi ipon na jiwa tu na hung he chia chu pu mang cha in ku ki zo cha te tisan atia chu hon mo hi pon te itiu he mo a hi lo na dinga chu tu na hi hung ki khom he a chu ti le ka do nom khat no men dunia ei ki bol now gim nei ta he ilawa pon na lo ko inom ba hoi chi pen chu na ha pon na penam ting na dong leng za chum chum mi sei du he abang kha chun ichat nu te niu akiwa ki kai chu kapunai tiloi ding hin abang kha chun Olivia to Florence mai lei nu pi hon akhut hitia bola nei hu na ti wanga apasal ho pi do ho chu imovin chi chu apona ding hen abang kha chun I volunteers ho ata sa banga kitana ata sa leishina anup noma kai leu chu apona ding abang kha chun kum sagi chapang khat ambulance a hong ki puwa ahinga anu to aso pinu to ki hali chu pona diu tam ta me la wang victim tam ta am diu hen pai sunga nei lago tam tao estimation dungjua chu 500,000 crores property worth we lost ibanga ikibol now ikinoi si now he ipona chu kai diu hen achuti le ipi bol diu ha ken ka say he hichanai ki bol now he we must take our revenge nanu bam phui ki la ongai nangap cha lo ham we must take our revenge and he who cannot take his revenge is a fool Pula ngai pula ka kin hiti hi sei te ngai ne na tiu zam na tip sa jeng wen. We must take our revenge. A revenge la lo di chu pija nung ki khom ham lai. Phu na la lo di nga le ipija tu ni hi bol ham. But my question is, how do we take our revenge is what is important. We must take our revenge. How do you take your revenge is what matter. Chija chu second years. Ilung timwa bang kha chun kum tam ta chi da na ina gya jong yum deu hin. Abang kha chun I thu gim now jong I hei mil na nom deu ta. Aji chu you are in the city, a place like in Shillong, where you have such a beautiful, ideal weather compared to other cities. Environment, law and order, nan high mil mai thei ta. The problem with us is we have short-term memory. Til so ting le ipo na iso de du yang ong tip le kichai. So for me, I'm standing for taking revenge. Chia chu tu na ko hongich. Kachang sa revenge kala thai lo ja tu na mi jan hi revenge la dinga ko hong til do nom neu. But I would say the best revenge is to be the best and individual. The best individual in whichever field you are. Na pula thai na pen chu number 1, I'm not asking you to come and stand in the front line and fight against them. Everywhere where you are is your front line. Nom na zo si chu front line chu. Si nom na mun na chun always be the best. If you are a student, become the best student. If you are an entrepreneur, become the best entrepreneur. If you are a businessman, become the best businessman. And if you are a serviceman, serve the country with your best. Tu na ken ka sei chu khang dong ho ko ma. Hi bangal la ya hi min I bol now pun la lo he la lo la ai nan ne a hi le. You are not taking your revenge. If you become a drug addict, then you are not taking your revenge. Become a responsible, a conscious citizen, then you are taking your revenge. Ani na chu, that's the first revenge as an individual. Ichang wala chu revenge sila thei now chu, le khasim hon, hitia noi si chang nga ai ki bol hi, ka le khasim na ka best ka po do ding, I have to give my best in my studies even lang, IS hung itaw te, IPS hung itaw, IRS, engineer, pilot, service hoi ta ta in kiji do taw te ko ha mai noi si diu. That is the best revenge that you can take. Abana chu, the second best revenge is as a community kukizo cha te in revenge ila thein na peno. Second revenge as a community is to live with dignity, free from fear, oppression, discrimination, and deprivation. Tuniahi, they took away our dignity. What dignity do you have when your sister were stripped naked, paraded naked? What dignity do you have when your sisters were handed over to the men? They were brutally assaulted to the extent of raping them. And not only that, they were killed mercilessly. ama ho chun khat lani chunga bol ja ai wanga chu annam pumpi chunga a bol now to thakhat it. They might have done to an individual, but that was to the community at large. Achia chu, you might think you are in the city, enjoying life with all these opportunities and facilities. Unless we have a political status where we live with dignity, free from fear and violence, you're not free from that. As a community, as a whole, we must give our best in fighting for separate administration. Why I'm saying that is because this is not the dreams of our forefathers who give the blood and life for India's independence. Ipui pate chun katu kacha te be hin dignity nei ta in with freedom in hin ko hin mong hena ti jia chu. Because of that, they fight the British for 3 years, and then under Subhash Chandra Bose in Indian National Army. Is this the reward we are getting for fighting for India's independence? Tunya hi ichi na zo sia chu za cha na lung neu na mit ha do zo no na hin khoi mon chu ki phat lam se swa hin khoi mon chu acha chu I revenge diu chu ikipula diu dan chu hichi gal isa na wa hi lung thal lo wai pon diu hi abang kom le city langa ho na hung lung sa bai ji bin a hen pa cha dum ta chu chilanga ho ha cha lo thein na chu city a ho na ha pon jiu hi pa cha nom ven ki pa me lung thal lo wai pon diu hi chu ta ting le a motivation he any kind of actions or fight, we need motivation. It's a motivation or two. Akat nahi the cause that we fight for. A cause part o hi ngai ne. Ahin a situational response a chu ikinga diwale. Tu ne ahi kikap to nam talo, kitha to nam talo, in ki hal nam talo, inga diutam. A situation chu dang jong le. President rule chu omen, tu chun kikap to nam pon, kitha to nam pon, kipame. I think that this is something which we also wanted, because we don't want at all the violence. Violence is not something that we started. Someone started. As Professor was saying rightly, this violence is not something which we started. In the whole process, when someone comes with violence, we cannot remain silent. In that whole process, we defend ourselves. Hichichu ho violence pen masai povin hi. Achia chu frontliner ki kap to na po la hung uma ai lo ale nupi ho hung ki su kha teng le ho jong I sove muntina sove punave. That's okay. But that should not be the only motivation why we fight this fight. Our motivation is the goal. That's what I mean by saying the cause. A goal to the momentum of this movement might be coming down, but our issue is never coming down. Our issue is very much alive. the momentum, how we go forward might come down, but issue is still very alive. Achuti le, hichi issue chu, a goal pa chu, ilun lo lai je wa chu, hichi a cause. Why we fight for this cause? Because we want to live in a status where we are respected, where we are free from fear, where we are free from all this violence, where we are free from all this all deprivation. Hichi ya chu city am ho ahin in langa pang ho hevin ilung la da thai lo diu he thilpa kiti hi beicha ki mulo he. Anything that's worthwhile takes time. And how many years it takes, I don't know. But we must make this cause always alive until we achieve it. Siya chu, hichi cause adang ahi, ani na yung motivation diu chu, tu ni ahi, justice and structure reform ati tolhon hin. Igolul hunding motivation khat. Ipija chu gan thei tho wa ipija chu ha san nei tho diu ham ha le jong le amot igol pa chu a hin jinga a issue chu hin jing le chi chun ei tho zo sa o chu a chu ti lo wa khat ki kap kha ji khat ki tha kha ji langa agin lo ji ai ai le. I think this movement will die down so soon. Abana motivation ding chu phiam ti le gamla lei sit pa hi ho motivation hi ngai ni. Population will grow, but land will not grow. Hichi equation jong hi het thiam ngai ni. Tu ni hi population hi bon chan tu ni unau te hong hong wen. I bon cha win ki gom jong lew hen. India prostitute population jong i pha lo mai thiu. No mai ki zo ho i pha lo mai thiu. Asungai ho nang khuchi khang khuchi ti ki sei ka ba hi ima tha diu. Nama tha ni le na kha do ni le gei di chu. Hechia chu tu na hi gamla le sit pa hi pathen zala chu pathen gamla le sit ap chu. Manipur gama chu sei ding ali to phau gam le na le chu. I population min ata lo chu. Okay, fine. Pathen phat thai bo win tin hung tam che na hoite. Nunga gol lang ho jong. Jenei loi di go wen lang. Mi khat nin cha athom pin nga be hen nei. Aji politics kiti hin number lo thai lo chu. Ibe ho kim hoi ti min chiu ham. Atam jiu. Na. Jokes apart. Tam lo kho chu. Ein tua I gam lei sit nei pau hi ka sei do nom chu. Ken ho sa ho ka challenge ju piam tile. Why would I give my life to defend this land? If it's isolation he who na kahin ko kapi dham. Tuni kahin ko kapi ding kathisan ka phal ding gam ka hu do ding thu hung phat ni le ka gyap thang na phit thei na lung ka to lo le. Thu phat ni le ki chou tak na ti le ka ki chou jiang thei cho. Hichia chui ti ka hin kho ka pi dham. Ho sa ho ap hamoi ta ka sei nei gel hiven lang na. Ikipo da no I system pau chu structure reform angai dan ka sei na chu. Tu na hi langa hi ihung ki patwa chu volunteers apa cha hung ki pe do om cho. Father son they came out get trained for this course. If it's tu nahi la dai che am tile at chai na hung ki gel ju piam tile o ken ka thisan izat phal ka ting ka hin na phal jong leng chi gam le sen hi mi khat na ding bo hi dile pizza ka pi dam ti jo achia chu I gam le sen hui tu na hu mong ding iti wa hele land holding system hi ikisim phat ngai chu ho sa su mong ni ka ti lo pi le set anei pa hi Iki hop deal low wa hi le I hu zo lo du cho. If it's a front line ho I hu lo zo lo ham. in som ni in som thum chun in gam hla koi ba kikidin te pi zo do mi asang sanga hunga in som tum chun ipi hu do du ham kati a hlom penin in zakhat be heleu hen gam hi zat I chan lo du kho hi zat I chan lo du koi ki pola ya tunya it's high time we come to our realization I think this is a hard lesson patin e piu cho tunin gam be neu khat ko na nga to na gam in na chu chigam chu na da la lo di cho ipi ti jong le chi hu na chu na pon dis la cha tunin ipisa mi agam ma thingam ham because they own the land tunia hi chi chu igel thai lo di wa hi le hau sa hon jong gam lei se I chan tho du gam lei se na chan na gam chu na mel ma hon ato pha sa nga chu na nam mi hon na pi a nam mi gam a hi chu hoi chi jo pa cho ma I think ha ta ki gel pha dai tai to him chu ta ting le tunin we demand separate administration, hoping that if we get that, we will live in dignity. But are we living with dignity now? That's the biggest question. Tunia hi dignity nei tai hi nam. If examine pai sung na zut ong koi kyoi mo de. If examine pai sung a building a tunong koi kyoi mo de. Khosunga dignity nei lo ki hingchula. Anytime you can be pushed out. Anytime something can happen on you. Ei ho jong dignity ki pi to lo wa le koi ko ma ju dignity ga thu mam ga ti. Ik chieftainship ma dignity mi pin ki mo lo. We are living in a democratic country. But unfortunately, we don't experience the bliss of democracy in our society. This is hard fact. Khosunga jong democracy ki enjoy lo. Society ayong ki enjoy lo pisla. Iba jo ki sei dong. Thal choi hon na thu thwai lo chula. Khati tak chat. The war is against Hitler. But we have our Hitler. Chia ju tu ne hi kei wang chun. Constitutionally and politically separate administration imu chu khat ahin. Within our society, justice and structural reform nang chu masat ngai ka ti chu. Chi chu lawa langa first step pa kisai lawa lien tai ko thu mo hi imit do na diw nam ti chu ka do nom he chu ta teng le sitiam ho today you can stay here, someone staying in Delhi, others staying in Bangalore, Mumbai and other metropolitan cities hi cho hi ji nam ipizia bol thiwam tia le because igam lei sit in ai jiu. Our roots. A tree, if you look at a tree, ting pung kiti hi aba ahoya, aga ahoy ku adang ji lo a jung ji cho. A jung, the root of a tree. Silang ku i-root ucho. I-root hi ting pung hi Bible in vadung panga ting pung chu anago pon aga ahoy ti cho. Ale iting pungu chu ipi angai jaram the tree or the root needs water. Achia chu tuna ka tim na nom chu hilangan na root hi akishu lo ni le silanga na yong na chef de lo di chu. When your root is sacking, the entire tree is sacking. when the root is not strong, the tree is not strong. When the root is not healthy, the fruit is not healthy. Chia chu tu na hi langa izung pau hi isu ha jing na diwa chu a branch a ho hi na gaw a hoi ngai chu. Na gaw hoi ting le langa root hoi chu. It's a correlation. Chia chu sitia hon ka la le newspaper a thil phalawan hung kimat ho ki za ho ku za cha tai. So ta ting la ka la le sitia uma lo le ai ne ja hung thiloi no mo za cha tai. Ka la le sitia ho ki chen dan hoi lo ta hin khon dan manu ku za cha me. Chia chu hin khomandan sitia sung jang the mu ten pathen lo pin hin khomang te ka ti nom he. And I would like to say the cookies people are peace-loving people, but we are not cheap people. You rape us anytime, you kill us anytime, and you said, now let's talk peace. We are not cheap people. We want peace. Who do not want peace? We want peace. But peace without justice is something which we will never buy. Chia chu ina hang san ve ku ki cha te mi hang san hi ve tiu hi I mei thal dop se sa han san hui poi thu ta sei na han san ngai chu Delhi in thu chang khat sei ki thing dot don ho chu hoi lai ti gal zo du summa sang a hang san lo chu ti mei thal pi dop ngai ham ka ti tu ne a hi nam gal san hon thal se sa ki sa ne poi thu ai sa win ki ta nai sa diu hin chon phat na jong san diu he cha chu lam kai ka hi ti kha chun morally a akita na nam mi te va sa ngai chu ani na chu summa sanga kita zo ngai a chu ti lo le tu ma sanga colonel boy puin paid off I kha de ka ki chai ti hi thei thil te jong da lo he cha chu tu nen nu le pa te ho khang dong ho ka tiam nom na pe nu chu pathenin thil agon dong je su he tu jan hi dong chon ka to khom ven thil so hi ato gonu khanin the plan was something the outcome is the other thing ato gonu khanin aso do hi amo plan hilawa so pathen thang man man Meitei will never want separation. But today, separation takes place. Chichu pathin na to. Buffer zone is not our creation. Tu na buffer zone chala. Tu ni buffer zone khu e ho se mi lo cho. Na pathin ni nei sem piu cho. Achutia le now we are physically separated. Emotionally also we are separated. We cannot go to Infal. I came all the way from Nagaland to access the airport. When I have health problem, I cannot access the medical facilities in Infal. I need degree. I cannot access the universities, the colleges in Infal. Who made this? It's not our doings. This is their doing. Amho bol chu. E ho ni bol lo pu. Tu ni a chu athilgon lowa hi chana hi iki khan ta wa hi le. Cha pana lungtup chana ei pui lung diu we need leaders. Lam kai ngai cha du chu. Hi chi chu wang sen ta en tu chana hi ho lai do lawa ka mu cho koi hin ei lam kai ham igalo hiung ki chai han lang itu simi ki sei de le kon ei lam kai ham ti kon a sei dam iti ki sun dam thei lo cho. So let's pray to God, since today is the second anniversary where in Manipur they are observing it as separation day. Here we observe it as similar, which is beautiful. Achuti le tu na itaw du hinu le pate ho. Aki khan sa hevin hichi ki khan na hi achai chan gya ei pui deu lam kai tu ni ngai cha min hiti tinga chu itaw du hiti chu ka sei do nom he. Je chon lung sa dai po te ilung tha dai lo ne deu ka sei tan akos ja ilung tha dai lo deu hen chu ta ting le i tho gim naw ji bai lung da tha dai lo deu hen i lun ka se bin pon tho ten gun chu ta in pong jing ote je chon let's take our revenge. I'm not saying I'm on a ball bong chun le ball te katina hello pichu. I'm not saying our revenge should be taken in the form of violence. I am against violence. Any form of violence in a civilized war is not accepted. But our revenge should be taken by becoming the best citizen of India in any field that you choose. Second, achu, a political status, it is within the framework of the Constitution. 239A, no yachu, we demand under 239A, and even Article 3 says it is possible. And I would challenge anyone who is saying separate administration is not possible. I would challenge that particular person by saying, if you say that, first reject the Constitution of India and then tell me. Constitution of India chu na reject na tijo ting le. Tell me that separate administration for the cookie zo are not possible. Then I will accept. What we are demanding is very much within the framework of the Constitution of India. And when you are saying the territorial integrity of Manipur cannot be compromised, I don't know what do we mean by that. Because territorial integrity of the nation, India is sacrosanct. India is a nation, territorial integrity cannot be compromised. I do accept. But territorial integrity of any state within India is not sacrosanct. There are many states from one state coming up. Meghalaya today was part of Assam. Who altered the territorial integrity of Assam? Nagaland was once part of Assam. Who changed that boundary? Who changed that integrity? Today, we are demanding separate administration because we do believe in the Constitution of India, Article 3 and Article 239A, which allow the government to change the boundary of a state. Hichi no yachu itum jachu territorial integrity of Manipur ke ethailo de kitichu chichu zoichu. India as a nation achu territorial integrity as a sovereign nation that cannot be compromised. But Manipur as a state, constitution, there's article where another state can be formed. Hichi no yachu itumuhin achutile itil tumuhi ahi thei til ahi dinga lom til itumoi ti chu het chit diu achuti lo le ka la le ho yong ki pui mong jiu he ya chu hang sanu tin gun chu tin pon thau tin a chai nen pathin til gong pa in mi til agon ting le fulfill lawa ada tha ngai lo he Egypt gama pa na pui don gam tip gama asu chawai pui kanan gama lut ne. It might take time because of the achon chan hoi lo ja chu pha chu la na chu ai wan tu na ai pui do pau pa thien hin อัตโตกุนอัตลุเตเตดิ้งเฮประเทศนินอีพอนจามันผัดไทยบุญลังนัดใจนะอินกูกินปีเมกะไรอ่ะหอจงอากิปาทุกเกษยนcái ima hi jong leng dei sa na in san win chu ta ting le tu chung hi pathin thil gon hi ding ka ta san in langa mun nga chun holim ding in ei ko win mun nga chu ki gel chi cha la ya hi chilanga hi program khat kan le 13 ya chu kong lon ni tan kong lon ni det zania chu ka program ki chai cha tu ni chi program a chu ti le pathin plan he selai mun an ki holim tan te ta hong ka hong he giờ chúng họ dấu xịt ngoài cái bà tu cái xây dựng organizer họ dòng patin phát thấy bu hình lăng chú ta tiếng lệ unau te họ ấy khả năng hi bảo bầu chứ na thisan cây thisan na chọn na cây chọn na phung cây phung tu nhà hi we must share together or we must sing together iki tol khom diu ham itha lum khom diu ham iki hlan diu he pathin in bon sa ben pat thei bu